Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Max Verstappen Division, Season 1, Race 10, and we're at the final race of this fantastic, exhilarating season, and we're here at the Marina circuit at Abu Dhabi, and what a fitting way to finish off the season and the classic track that has been at the end of the F1 calendar since 2009, so... how are we all? Hope you're well. Speak up in the chat if you're watching. And as you can see, we've only got the 10 runners this week. I think it's the case of end of game blues, end of season blues. If people don't have anything to race for those that are competing, have decided not to contribute. Those that are... still enjoy racing, have joined us tonight, and we welcome and thank all those people. Quite a long track, 5.2 kilometres long, 16 corners, 9 to the left and 7 to the right. 2 of the DRS zones, which are just in one now. Both great overtaking opportunities. And anti-clockwise track, and it's going to be on the calendar for a few years yet. I think it's contracted until 2030 at least, so... we're going to see it quite a lot, based on the Yas Island, just on the east coast of the Abu Dhabi. The island is a man-made one, specific for this circuit. As what we'll do is we'll jump on a hot lap as always and talk you through how it goes. And we're on with championship winner Josh, as he's just coming out of the final corner and setting himself up for the lap. So go wide to the right, use all of the track, just... touching the inside, it just missed the apex there. You want to touch the apex in turn 1, then it's flat out now through turns 2 to 4, just clipping the curbs on the inside, not too much because you want to avoid spinning. Coming up to the new turn 5, stay as far right as possible. You want to take a little tiny bit of the entry board, and you want to avoid getting those rears to rotate. Keep nice on the inside. Now we're on the straight DRS open. Not the longest bit, not the fastest bit. We'll get on there in a second as we're hitting the turn 6, hard braking zone. And you want to go as wide possible on the exit of 7 to get as much of the throttle as possible. And then we open up the DRS, and this is the longest section of the track where you're getting up to the highest speeds. Coming up through turn 9. As tight as possible on the inside, and then you want to open up the corner, open up that throttle, and just a little bit of a wiggle there from Josh. Coming round now turn 13 and turn 12. Straddle the curb on the left. Use the inside curb if you want. And he's round turn 13, 14. Bit of understeer there. And then the final turn 15 and 16. Flat out on turn 15. As wide as possible on turn 16. And then again open up your throttle for the start finish line comes at the 23.0. It's a great first lap there from like I say, our championship winner Josh, who won the championship last week. So we'll get Gio crossing line, and he's come up with the 23.1, so just not far behind Josh. As I think that was invalidated behind. No, it's Lee does come over the line, doesn't invalidate it. It did look like it, and it's the boy Alfie taking provisional pole in 22.5. So. Whether Josh isn't great with this track or has made a mistake, but that's a big gap between him and it's by Alfie. Now I'm predicting low 22s for pole here, so that's a great lap from it's by Alfie as Bolo goes over as provisional P5. As we've got Bogans in the pit, so I think he's made a mistake and has bailed out of his lap. We'll jump on with Lucky Stout just coming around turn 15. Turn 16, you want to go a little bit wider there, just open that corner. But he comes in with a provisional P6 with a 24, so 24 flat, so plenty of time to find. That's bad. There's not coming around itself. Sander just coming around the final corner to set his first lap. Comes over the line with the provisional P7 in 25.4. So again, plenty of time to find. There's an opportunity to set about 3 laps here, but I think 1 or 2 might want to save some tyres and set themselves another lap. I think everyone's just jumping in the pits now. It's only he looks a bit slow here, so again, is he saving himself some time, some tyres? Has he overfueled, or has he made a mistake? I think he might have made a mistake, but everyone else has either set a lap or in the pits. So yeah, this was Formula One's first day night race. We've had, I mentioned about night races last week at Saudi Arabia, which was a fantastic race. Josh coming with the win and his championship win. Robin coming second, but we only had 6 finishers. Half the field ended up crashing out, so it was a bit unfortunate as Ryan comes over the line with a 56. And I think he's starting a lap now, so we'll follow him round and see how he does against his out lap. Sector 1's a really short one. It's only got the 4 corners on it. And it's only turn 1 that really has a corner, so he has nearly 8 seconds up on his lap. Setting the fastest first sector. Yeah, there's only that first corner where there's any opportunity to lose time. Everywhere else is a flat out corner, so coming around turn 5. Yeah, only 6 finishes last week, which was a bit unfortunate, but unfortunately happens. He's just coming up to the end of sector 2 now, the end of this DRS zone, and we'll see how much more he is up in his lap. Yeah, almost half a second up, so I think there's plenty more time to find on his final sector. If you come flat round these 2 corners, then breakers can cut that corner as much as possible. There's a risk of both understeer and oversteer on these 2 corners, so you keep hitting it, control. There's risk of going wide there as well and invalidating. Flat out around turn 15, and yeah, he's just rallying that curve a little bit. Opens up that throttle and goes with a 22.562, so only 3 hundredths ahead of It's a Boy Alfie, and great lap from so jump on Noodles, who's setting his first timed lap. Yeah, this track is newly updated in 2021. A couple of track improvements, we'll say. It's made the track a lot faster, a lot smoother, less of these slow winding chicane curbs. So the turn 5-6 chicane and the turn 7 hairpin has now been replaced by the single widened hairpin, which is now turn 5. We've had the triple chicane and 90 degrees left-hander, turns 11 to 14. It's been replaced by a sweeping banked curve, which is now classed as turn 9. As Noodle just comes round the final corner, and we'll see where he comes in the current standings, and is currently P9 on a 26.6. I think he's got plenty of time to find there as we jump with Josh, as he's on his just a 10th up on his time, which isn't enough to get him into the top 2 yet, and that is coming out of sector 2, so he's got to find a lot of time in this final sector. There's a little bit of traffic ahead of him. Will he get out of the way? I think it's Noodles on his out lap. It's in his way a little bit. Josh is not going to be happy. Or is it Bo? As Josh goes over, currently P2. Just 7 thousandths behind his teammates, and he's lost some time. And he's got, oh, who was that? That was Bo, and Bo's going to be in trouble for that. And if he's with us next season, he's going to get a couple of penalties, I'd say there. Potentially, actually, to be fair, I think both of them would potentially get penalties for hindering a hot lap. Josh should have got out of the way straight away, but didn't. And of course, Bo should have got out of the way on the first one. So both in trouble, I reckon. Oh, I've got a bit of flashing lights. Sorry, I'll just have to change that. Who we got on a flyer? Have we got a Mercedes coming round? He's on his out lap. The Rari. Where's the Rari? It's Josh has got a 5 grid penalty. He's been given a 5-place grid penalty for that collision. So I think as Bowler goes up to P6. Lucky Stout has increased, but not his position. Let's have a look at it. It's Lee who's on his hot lap. He's 1.5 seconds up, so he's not going to improve. So we'll jump on with Sander and keep an eye on his lap then, see how he can improve. As Noodles has improved from current P9s up to 20 with a 23.1 up to P5, so potentially still some time to find. As have we lost somebody at the pit lane? Did they hit the pit wall? I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. Bo's gonna have to go in those pits. Both the Red Bulls were in the pits. So it's Sanders on sector 2. Just coming up to turn 6 and 7. The AlphaTauri gets out of his way. So Josh, the championship winner, the highest he's going to start is P6 with his grid penalty, which would potentially mean he's not going to get a penalty, as Sanders 8/10 up on his time, which would jump him up. Still keeping P9. If he can get some time back, there is a chance to get up to P8, but he's still way off the cars P8 and upwards, P7 and upwards, sorry. And yeah, as I was saying about improvements, the initial little bit of a wobble around turn 16 there, and he just got to P8 with a 23.6. As you see that F1 Mad is about 4/10 off on his time, so he's down on his time, so he's not looking like he's going to improve. Yeah, we've just seen the radiuses on turn 17 to 19, which are now 12 to 14, have all and the penultimate corner have been widened to allow carry more speed through. So, like I say, turn 15 you can now go through turn 15 flat out as well, which it just makes racing a lot more fun, doesn't it? And I thought he'd nearly spun out then. Woo! That looked ominous as he's diving straight in the pits, because he's definitely down on his time. So 4.5 minutes to go. Everyone will have one flying lap to go. And you're going to want to get on that pole position. The shortest run down to turn 1. It's only 194 metres down to turn 1, so there's still opportunity for an overtake, but you want to be as near the front as possible to avoid any of those collisions. Oh no, my God, I've made an absolute rookie mistake. I've given my dog some leftover Dairy Dunker pot, and he absolutely shredded it. Absolutely shredded it. What a rookie mistake I've made. Oh my God. So we've got Lucky Stout, who's going to be the first of the runners to go out and do a hot lap. If it was me, I probably wouldn't go out until about 3 minutes before, so another 50 seconds. Just wait to the track's at the most optimum temperature. As he's now just, and it's out lap, it's fine, it's out lap. I was going to say he's invalidated, but it's his out lap. As he's coming round and starting his final lap. Right, I do apologise. I'm just having a drink. I do apologise if I do fade out a little bit. I'm not feeling the greatest, but I can't let you guys down. Can't let my adoring fans down, as he is 400 up on his, down on his time. Still plenty of time to find. So that Red Bull goes a little wide. That's behind him. Who is that behind it? It is Butte. So he'll be looking to get a bit of slipstream. And I think Lucky Stout has probably vacated that lap and is looking to do another one if he's got enough fuel. He's got to let View past. View here's on a hot lap. We want to capitalise on some of that slipstream, but Lucky Stout's going to have to get out of the way. And he does. There is time to do another lap for Lucky Stout. We'll stick with Bo. He's on his final sector. He won't have enough ERS in his fuel cell to do another one. It looks like Lucky Stout's going a little bit slow, or he's span off. Managed to keep it in the lines. Like I said, there is a chance to invalidate on that corner. And this final one, if you go too wide, pushing it too hard, he keeps it in just and goes up to provisional P8. Sanders on his... Oh, and he's crashed out. That wasn't very clever, was it? Good thing red flags is turned off, otherwise you would have screwed everyone else's lap on. As Lucky Stout is now on... Is anyone else on the flying lap? It is just Lucky Stout, and it's Lee, I think, is ahead of him, actually. No, he's doing another warm-up lap, so Lucky Stout is on his flying lap. Everyone else, so we're doing just the one lap. There's no chance to do another warm-up lap now. It'll be getting pretty tight. Coming to the end of sector 2 now, and we'll see where he is on his time. And he's down on his time by a 10th, so he's got to find that 10th at least. And he's got to find another 1.5 tenths on top of that as well to jump up a place. So currently he's P10, and we've been joined by Beast Modus. Hello, Beast Modus. He's added to the drivers, and we'll start. He might get a lap in time. As Lucky Stout crosses the line and does go P10. I don't think he's got another time in him. Both the Alfa Romeos starting their hot laps now. Both battling against each other. There is it's White Alfie, so we'll see where he comes in. Sander and Butte has obviously retired, and I think Noodle has retired from the session as well. As Sander crosses a line and goes provisional P7 with a great final lap, and gets himself up a couple of places. We've got It's Lee, who's he couldn't brake in time, he's gone wide. I'll be absolutely fuming. You do that the whole lap, and then it gets ruined. Gio is invalidated, so he's not going to improve on P4, unfortunately. Next up, we've got Bolo, who's up on his time by nearly 2 tenths. Can that get him above up to P5? And he does. Great lap with a 122.8. We've got Beast Modus, who comes home with just that one lap of 24.8, so hasn't got his bearings in yet. So it's Boy Alfie. Can he jump up any further than P3? And does for a provisional pole on 22.503. So not far above. We've got Ryan, everyone mad. Can he improve on his time? And does good, 21.9. Woo! What a lap, and Josh can't improve. He can't improve, and he's just messing about now. What's he doing? He's going to get another, he'll get another penalty. No, he's disqualified. Will that put him at the back? That's not really what disqualification does. Who knows? He still has P3. And it does put him at the back. He's disqualified. Oh, rookie mistake. To be fair, he's championship winner. He's probably doing a last to first challenge. So that does mean his teammate and the other Alfa Romeo championship constructors winner, F1 Mad Ryan, it starts on pole. It's Boy Alfie just getting nipped by 6 tenths. I join him on the front row in P2. Gio in the Haas, my boy Haas, want him on, get him on that podium for the final race of the season in P3. Bolo joining him on the second row in P4. Noodle P5 and Sander P6. Italy 7, Beauty P8, and then round off the top 10 is Lucky Stout and Beast Modus, and then Josh jumping to the back of the grid. He had the penalty anyway, but is disqualified and will start P11. So whoever's watching, get your predictions in. Who's going to be winning this race? I think the chances of safety cars on this track are quite low. A lot of the track has large runoff areas, so I would probably have the guys not factoring in any extra fuel for that. As I said before, dusk is coming upon us. It will be a day to night race. Really exciting. So I can't think top of my head if there's any other races that do that. Is there any races that do that? I'll have to get back to you on that. But now there'll be sorting the strategies out, tyre strategies, fuel strategies. The way to go would be mediums to hard if it was me. Alternate strategy, hard to mediums. Maybe if it was Josh, he might do a couple of pit stops. Start on the softs, try and work his way up the grid a bit, but this is the way to go. Setups, the downforce level should be high with those few straight sections that we do have, reaching up to speeds of 328 kilometers an hour. So yeah, you're going to want to. I don't know. Your wings are going to have to be like. You're going to have to be medium level because you do have the mixture of the straights and those slow speed chicanes, but they've taken a few of them out now, so there's not as many. So I'd go a bit lower wings. So, but again, you only want to do that one pit stop strategy. Pit stop is about 22 seconds, and it does have that extended exit under the track going to turn 1 and coming out at turn 2, so you've got to factor that in. What is Noodle saying after the race? Come on. I won't be able to join that, I'm afraid. I need some dinner, mate. I've jumped straight on from work. I need to stop. But yeah, you guys are more than happy to do your 5 lappers. They're doing donuts. Yeah, I can't stay on for that. I'd love to, but I can't. I think 1 or 2, maybe having a little quick toilet break. Taking a bit longer to sort these setups. If you haven't got a setup sorted, what are you doing, man? Get a setup. It's been 10 races now, you know the drill. And if you're having a toilet break, go be prepared. I had a toilet break before I came. Or I'm wearing a nappy. You'll never know. Just waiting for those final drivers to get themselves sorted. I tell you what, I'm gonna have a sip of my coffee and I bet you I'll get caught out. Are we going yet, guys? Are you going? Ah, thanks. I'm generally a joker anyway. And you've got to be entertaining. I'm glad people are enjoying it. But I can feel myself turning to dust here. I'm slowly disintegrating from life, waiting for these drivers. One second, guys. I'm just going to go walk the dog. I'm sure I'll be back in time by the time you guys have sorted yourselves out. Now, I'll tell you what I want from today. Not only some decent racing, which we always get anyway, but I want nobody, and I'm explicitly saying this, I want nobody to speed in the pit lane, please. It's so easy to not do it. Just don't speed in the pit lane, please. Useless penalties. We're still waiting for players. There's only 11 of you. Come on. Let's get going. got dinner waiting for me. And in waiting, I haven't even cooked it yet. I still need to cook it. Oh, we're away. We're away. We're away. There's 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. This is the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and we're away we go. As we'll see those position changes. And 1 or 2 little movers. Beast Movers has dropped to the back of the grid. Josh has made 1 place. As it's a lead. It's just getting swamped a little bit by a few cars. He's dropped down to P10. He's lost 3 places. Josh has made 2. He's going to look at taking a position on the inside on Lucky Stout. But Stout does have the traction. As we do have a mixture of the medium and hard. Stop it. Why are you using your squeaky ball? I'll get... Oh, and there's a dive on there. Avoids collision between the 2 Red Bull drivers, and I think it is Butte that makes that dive, but we're going 4 wide down the second straight. It looks like Sander is on the inside, just gets overtaken on the outside by Josh. Great overtake, and he makes it stick. Sander on the inside and just on the outside of Butte. Butte is pushing him wide, just slightly off track, gives him slightly enough room as Noodles doesn't brake in time and ends up spinning a little bit, losing a bit of traction, just hitting the side of Lucky Stout. Not just keep his head. He went a little bit hot there and didn't brake in time. You've got to allow, especially on that first lap, that extra space for braking because the cars are more congested, but we are now going single file after lap 1. And we do have championship winner Josh on hards, Lucky Stout and it's Lisa doing the alternate strategy, which means you're going to go a little bit longer with more fuel, trying to eke out the harder tyres, and that means they'll be a little bit faster and have better tyre usage in the second stint. But he has now gone up from last place up to P5, so great work from Josh, as Ryan in F1 Mad has got It's a Boy Alfie and Gio right up his gearbox. Bolo closing just out that 1 second out of that DRS zone, as Lucky Stout is now getting overtaken by Noodles, who's done the double overtake. DRS is not activated till the next lap, but he makes that double overtake as Lucky Stout just pushes him round the corner. Hey, that's not on. No pushing. Pushing's rude. Is he going to look at doing a quick late braking on the inside? And no. Good racing by those 3 at the back, as Noodle does make those overtakes on the medium tyres. We go back to the league leaders. Ryan getting that current fastest lap, but he does have Alfie and Gio sticking with him now. DRS is activated, and they are going to want to look at capitalising down the double straights. Now, will 1 or 2 people do the old shithousery move of not do the overtake on the first DRS and do it on the second one, especially later on in the race? It happens. I've had it done to me before. I tell you what I've happened to do before. As Alfie looks on the inside, takes the inside line, leaves plenty of room for Ryan, as Ryan has a little bit of traction on the exit, but he does have Gio with him as well. Both of them have the DRS, and Gio takes the lead of the race, overtaking on the outside with It's a Boy Alfie in P2 and Mad taking that P3 position, but he knows that it will switch around on the next lap. You've just got to stay in tandem with the drivers in front. A little bit of bump with Mad on the back of Alfie there, doesn't hinder him off too much. I think he actually averts the contact, but now this means Bolo is in contention for that P1 spot now, has joined the train, and Gio does take that fastest lap too, just showing his quick speed using the DRS. Butte has taken P5 over Josh now, but Josh and Sander are now right behind, following him round as we come round turns 2, 3 and 4. The flat out section is such a good section, especially when you've got the tyres and the setup for it. I love it. Coming around turn 5, nice as Josh has used his ERS and Sander. I have a speak. I mentioned every week, I'm going to have a chat with Josh, because he uses it, and he could utilise his ERS a lot more better for later in the race. Especially if he's racing, no disrespect to anyone else in this league, but if he's racing a lot of drivers that are similar to pace that he is, he needs better ERS management. As it's by Alfie now, he's looking on the outside of Gio, just avoiding contact, and I think Gio's just managed to stay ahead. If Alfie stays behind, so he's managed to stay in their formation, but Chibolo has tucked up right behind also. They're still at 2.5 seconds outside, away from Butte and Josh. Butte going a little bit wide there. Also Sander does too, so they're going to potentially rack up those track limits. And those front four have pulled away. So any four of them can are in the chance for winning. And it would be nice to see someone else other than Rafa Romeo on that top spot of the podium. Both Mad and Josh have got between them every single race win of the season. I think they'd like themselves to do a clean sweep, but we want to see another. We want to see another team on the top spot. And I'm rooting for Gio, my boy Hess. I want him on the top spot this week. As Ismail Alfie and Ryan do the overtake with the DRS. And Ryan does take that provisional top spot for now, but we know it will change again. And Bolo is sniffing again. He is right in contention. As It's a Boy Alfie is now under threat from Gio. As Gio again is looking on the outside. It's a Boy Alfie is looking at defending. It is great defending. So we're in this same formation as Josh makes the overtake over Butte. But they are nearly 3 seconds behind, but we know how quick Josh can be. As Butte is looking to just eye that overtake on turn 12, sorry. Oh, a little bit of wiggle there from Butte, nearly lost it. Ooh, that would have been caught on camera as well, and we would have all been pointing and laughing. It is the last race, of course, so we can have jest. But managed to keep it on track, but is now out of DRS of Josh, and Beast Modus gets the first penalty of the race. 6 laps in, and you've got a long way to go to not do another one. Keep it on the track, mate. Keep it on the track. Okay, we're coming up to the straight again, the first DRS zone. What are we going to see this time? Which formation? It's like the red arrows. They're flying this way and that way, left, right. There's smoke coming in the back when they lock up. As Gio's looking to potentially do an overtake on Alfie, but Alfie defends well, keeps the inside line. Those lights are flashing. There needs to be some better ERS management. You don't need to fend this hard at this stage of the race. Just keep in DRS range. And F1 Mad will be under threat as he comes around turn 9. No one's managed to do the overtake yet. And they stay in formation. Josh has ate a couple of tenths out of them, but still well away, and he knows he's on a different strategy, so he's not going to force it. Sander, who was looking to do a bit of an overtake, but good defending there by Butte to keep him behind. They are about 4.5 seconds off Josh, who's on his own for now. We've got Noodle, who's now joined the Butte and Sander race, so his teammate and him will potentially want to work together to try and get themselves closer to Josh. They just need to dispatch the McLaren of Sander, which Noodle looks like he's potentially trying to do on turn 1. Knows better of it and keeps himself behind. As who have we lost? As Lucky Stout has span on the final corner. Is he going into the pit lane? I think he's hit the wall going into the pit lane. Oh, that's as bad as... Oh, he's done it! I told you not to do it, and he's done it. He's getting an Italian hand gesture. The first person in the pit, and he's stood in the pit lane. Oh, Italian hand gesture. You double whammied it. You hit the wall going in, and you sped. But he's going onto the softs, so he's going to have to pit again. There's no way he's going to do 22 laps on those softs, but he's going to want to try and get as much pace back into the race as possible. 1 second, everybody. I'm going to have to go and pick up all these pieces because he's going to try and eat it, and it's going to mean he's going to be pooing plastic, and I can't be doing with that. 1 second, everybody. And I'm back. Yeah, I had to do that, otherwise it'd be shit in plastic. It'd be like Lego coming out of his arse. Absolutely gross. Absolutely gross. So yeah, Lucky Stout has made that pit. He's had the Italian hand gesture, and we are back. So let's go back to the leaders as they're coming down the first straight, and let's see if they can switch any places. They're still in formation from a couple of laps ago as Noodles makes that overtake on Sander and to jump behind his teammate, and it's the boy Alfie jumps into P1, just cuts off Ryan a little bit there, but Ryan's looking to do the switchback. He will have the DRS to make the overtake as Bolo and Gio fighting for that current P3, still in that DRS contention, in that DRS zone, but while all these are fighting, it just means that it brings Josh closer and closer to the front runners, only 1.7 seconds behind now. And he will be looking to cut that gap. Yeah, it's down to 1.5 now. So yeah, I think it's kind of like a little boost. Once you see the cars, you tend to put your foot down and do a bit of risking. And he's 1.3 seconds behind now. So potentially a little bit of fuel saving. You never know. You never know. He might have under-fueled a little bit and he's trying to get some fuel back in. But he's absolutely flying now, and he's almost within that 1 second. Now it's a 5-horse race for P1. And as we see, another one to get a track limits penalty, and Josh is now in that DRS zone, so he's going to be licking his lips. He is the one that's favourite now with the alternate strategy. As we're all coming round that first DRS zone, don't know if anyone's quite close enough. Maybe Gio to get Alfie, but Alfie does have the DRS as well, so it makes it a little bit more difficult. So there we go. We've got a five-car train for P1. You love to see it. You love that battling. You love that contest. The last thing you want to see is everybody see cars pulling away and winning it by 30 seconds. I know it's the Max Verstappen division, but we don't want to see Max Verstappen kind of winning, do we? We want that kind of contest, as Josh has just slightly dropped out. So whether he's pushing a little bit too hard or lost a bit of grip somewhere, and he's just well out of that DRS. But maybe his setup's a bit better. Maybe he's got a little bit higher wings to navigate these slower corners, because he's come back into DRS range now. So that's maybe a setup. Noodle and his teammate have broken away from Sanders, so they're going to want to work together to try and break this almost 10-second gap up to the front 5. It will be difficult because they are all on the DRS train, but never know. All it takes is a safety car sometimes to get you back in. Sander is a bit on his own. Can Lee catch up to him? He'll see him, and again, that motivation of seeing a car ahead of you makes you put your foot down a little bit harder. And then we've got Beast Moders in the Alpine and currently P10. And then Lucky Stout, who's made the pit stop. So again, just following in formation. No one's looking to do that to overtake. Let's just have a look at the DRS of the two. So Bolo, if you look at him now, he's in a good needle, and that's what these guys need to do. Constantly do the overtake. They have dropped in a second. So those guys are pulling away in front, but these guys want to do is just keep switching places on the DRS zone and gradually get themselves closer, but it doesn't seem to be working. Yeah, Bolo here is got 65% of his DRS, and he can utilise that later on the DRS zone, so which will aid the power of the DRS on top of the other one. So if he keeps that to the end of near the end of the race, he'll be in good contention for gaining a couple of places. Just stay with the drivers ahead, and and Josh has spun out, and he's retired, and it's a safety car. Now that's a turn up for the books. Oh my god. Oh my god. As Butte jumps in and the drivers behind all jump in the pits, all jumping on the hards. So this is great for the medium runners. This is great for the medium runners. And potentially for these Red Bull drivers. They were 10 seconds behind, so they've got a bit of time to make up. But and that's a shame for Josh. It's like going out with a whimper. I think he would want to just he'd want to show some dominance, he'd want to show that this championship was mine. I'm going to win it by as much as possible. And they do have to overtake the safety car, as we'll see these cars drive down, but they do have to come around a little bit slower. And watching that delta, don't get no stupid penalties for that shelters. Lucky Stout is pitting again. He'll probably go on the hards if he didn't start. I don't think he started on them already, so we'll see when he gets in the pits, but that brings him back in play as well. So that 5-horse race has now become a 10-horse race again, and he jumps on the mediums. He should be able to get to the race on them. Less fuel, couple of laps under the safety car. We do have to wait for these cars to catch up, so I think, yes, so the car's going around now. We'll probably have another 2 laps under the safety car, so interesting. Unlucky for Josh. It's a shame to see him go out. Don't anyone get those 5-second penalties. Good. And we'll see. I think they're all going to be jumping on those hards. It's Lee. We'll jump in on those mediums as well. As he's the only one left to jump in the pits now. Don't get that penalty. Good boy. I think Lucky Stout served his penalty while in the pit stop as well, so we'll have to wait even longer. There's Mad coming out ahead of all those drivers are coming out potentially. It's close for Italy. So Butte and Noodles and Sander, will they all come out just before? I think they might. It's going to be close. I think it's Lee had to have a wing change and just comes behind the Red Bulls and the McLaren. So Lee's lost a couple of places for the front 4 stay in formation. And it means also although ES comes back as well, it's a level playing field and it's all to play for. Now for these guys especially, the podium is up for grabs, the win is up for grabs. Do not get a track limits penalty because you'll be out of it. They've been fighting tooth and nail. They've been right up each other's gearboxes from the start. Don't lose it now. Don't hamper it now. So lap 12. We're only not even halfway through yet, and we've got a safety car in Abu Dhabi, and I'm surprised. Like I said earlier in the stream, it's unlikely to get a safety car because of the wide runoffs. Look, we're passing one now, like the wide runoffs on the track, and yeah, the person that you least expect to go off lost traction on turn 16, the final corner, smashes into the wall, loses his tyres. His car turned into a Reliant Robin with 3 wheels. Don't make many more of them these days. You'd be out of a job. So, how it's looking now? Whoever's watching, who do you reckon is going to win? I'm going GOP. I'm going GOP1. I want Gio to win. Up the Haas. Let's go. Let's go Gio P1. I want to go Bolo P2. And I want to go It's a Boy Alfie P3. Let's just go for some different podium sitters. Although I know Alfie was on the podium last week. There's a couple of position swapping there. Some Max Verstappen outruled tactics there. You're not allowed to do that anymore. I wonder if F124 will look into that. I doubt it, because Codemasters can't even get the straightest things correct these days. And I think, you know, we've only got the 11 drivers tonight, and I think a combination of people on holiday, there's people at work. We've had one or two people who've had just life commitments and have had to unfortunately leave the league, but it normally happens at this time of the year, and especially at the end of seasons, is that people are just looking forward to the next game now to see how better it is going to be, whether it will be. I heard a lot of reports it's going to be a lot of the same as F122, which was traction crazy, and the safety car is in this lap, as we've seen. There's a lot of way to go. We've still got a long way to go before the timeline. Wait for the safety car to get in. Where will F1 Mad put his foot down? Still got 3 corners to navigate before. Will he leave it to last minute? He's got to wait for the light to go green. No overtaking until you start past the timeline, and he's gone. Has he caught anyone out? It looks like he hasn't. Alfie's stuck with him. Gio's stuck with him. Bolo's stuck with him. They've all stuck with him. No one's been caught out. Everybody was ready. Nice to see. And they're away. Now keep it on the track. Keep it in the limits. It can be easy to go off, as looks like the AlphaTauri is getting quite close of Noodles. He's going to try and do an easy overtake, as Bolo has been overtaken by Butte, but makes the switch back. Great overtake there by Bolo. Good battling by those 2 drivers. But they want to still stay in contention. As Butte is looking to do the overtake again, jumping up to P4 on the inside. Are they going to leave each other room? Squeezed on the inside, but Burley pushes Butte a little bit wide, but they both stay as Butte slots in behind and slipstreams up behind Bolo. But they have been battling and have dropped out of that top 3. So Bolo's going to want to try and get back in. As Butte goes on the inside, the camera takes us off. What's happened? Have they both spun off? They both spun off and collided. You could see that happening a mile off. It'd be interesting to see what happens if they report that to stewards. But Butte and Bolo are down to P9 and 10. This normally happens on the safety car restart, and it's sickening to see. But you've got to choose your moments, guys, and give each other enough room. And that corner especially has been widened specifically for this nature, and it'd be interesting to see in the chat afterwards of whose fault that was, or whether it was a racing incident. So the top 2 have now pulled away. Gio's slightly out of the DRS range, found it a bit harder to warm his hard tyres up. Can he get back in that DRS range? As we've lost the Alpine, as Beast Modus has span round, coming round turn 3 and 4. And again, if your tyres aren't warm enough, there's a chance of losing it if you take it too tight round those corners, as Itzley has jumped up to P5 over Sander. And down the first straight. DRS, I think, activated on the next lap. I could be wrong. Getting us off this camera. No, it is the next lap. So you'll just have to use a slipstream and bit of ERS at the moment. So we are coming halfway around lap 15, and Mad and does have Alfie and Gio right up behind him within a DRS range. Noodles is 3 seconds behind us. Found himself in P4, which I think he'll be quite happy with, considering where he was earlier in the race. And we always say it's a long race, anything can happen, so you stick with it, and Noodles has done that and found himself currently in P4. But can he stay, work his way a bit closer to the pack in front? As DRS is now enabled, Alfie has been dropped out of that 1 second gap. Can he pull himself back into contention? We don't want F1 Mad pulling away too much. His tyres are switch on, and he is slightly switched on a bit sooner, and he's pulled away. And he's out of that DRS range, which means Gio could get the jump on Alfie. But they might, like I was saying earlier with the Red Bull guys, is that going to want to stick together, work together as a team, as Gio jumps up to P2, work together under these DRS, and they are battling for that P2 position, and that will mean that Mad can pull away from these two if they battle too hard. Gio goes on the outside, overtakes, goes up to P2, and it makes that easy overtake going round turn 9, and they have got a little bit closer, but can they stay closer as they come out, as they work their way around to the next lap and the next DRS? So Noodles has Itzley, who's catching up to him, almost a second behind, and Sander within DRS range also, so we could have a 3-car train for P4 on the next lap if they manage to stick with each other, and they do currently. So Noodles could be a potential sitting duck on the next lap round. Butte has worked, and Bolo have worked away up a position because of Beast Mode, his spin, but they are out of a DRS range, so just go again, put their heads down and work their way around the laps, so she could be back in contention for a few places. Cars in front do have penalties, so got to stay tight with them, as DRS is open for the 2 cars in front, behind Gio and Alfie. All have absolutely spunked their ERS. You don't need to use it. There's plenty of time to go. Second straight, longest straight on the circuit. Well, I say straight. It's like it bends. It bends like a overused Pen 15, but it's classed as a straight. It's got no proper corners. As Noodles and Italy battling, as Italy goes wide, whether he's forced wide by Noodles or not, that'll be in whether he wants to report it to the stewards or not, but both battling for P4 using the DRS. Sander hasn't managed to stick with him, so it is a 2-car race for P4. Italy does have that penalty now, but like I said, it could be revoked at the end, and Beast Modus gets another penalty. It's normally the stage where you're about 2/3 in, where some of the penalties do rack up. As we'll jump back ahead of the front 3. None of these got a penalty yet, so all contention for that P1. But no one has ERS, so they don't have any backup weapons to fire. It will be a case of driver skill, tyre management, ERS management. And DRS will be open again on lap 18. As Mad tries to break the slipstream, makes that one standard mandatory move down a straight. Anything more and then the stewards will intervene. And we're going down again the second straight. Will Gio look to make that overtake or slot behind? He's looking to do the overtake on the outside. Leave each other plenty of room. Goes a little bit wide, but will he have enough traction off Corey? Doesn't he? Slips behind F1 Mads. Fantastic driving by those two. Gave each other plenty of room. As Bolo makes the overtake on Butte. And Butte bangs behind on the rear. They had their issues a few laps ago and they're still battling now, and that didn't look tasty there from Butte. You've got to watch those braking zones as he pushes him around the corner. Looks to have to avoid the corner and going wide. Lucky not to get a penalty for not coming straight on track, but it is a short runoff area, so pick your moments, Butte. Don't force it. Otherwise the stewards will intervene. A little bit of wiggle there from Bolo, so will Butte look at trying to do the overtake again? Doesn't try and do it on turn 1, but the DRS will come round again. Yeah, that's the thing with these overtakes. You've got to choose your moments, and you've got to know that there's plenty of other opportunities, as Gio is now in P1. Up the horse! But he will be vulnerable on the next straight. As Noodles jumps back ahead of Itzley. They will be tossing for position for the remainder of the race, and has dropped Sander another second behind as F1 Mad is looking to re-overtake, looking to go on the outside. The Haas leaving him plenty of room, banging a little bit of wheels, forcing him wide. He's forced him wide. He was a little bit naughty from the Haas, but both remain intact. You've got to leave a car's width, remember. As Bolo and Butte battling again. Butte making the overtake. Both cars in one piece. We couldn't say that a couple of laps ago. They were off spinning around more than Kylie. I'm spinning around and out of my way. That's enough of that, thank you. I don't think there's many Kylie fans on this stream, but it was in my head. Okay, top 3 Gio is now currently P1, but we do raid that straight now. Again, if you had the RS, you'd have a little bit more to defend with coming later on in the race. No one's looking to do the overtake quite yet. All within 3/10 of each other. There's Mad look at doing a late dive on the inside. Man of the late braking, looking to do a little bit of a switchback, but with that wiggle from Gio, he will be under threat from the overtake, potential double overtake from F1 Mad, and it's by Alfie. F1 Mad looking to do the outside again. Will Gio look to squeeze him hard on the outside? Leaves him a bit more room this time. But they're side by side going rounds to turn. Oh, still side by side on turns 13, and great racing by those pair as Gio remains in front. Great respectful driving. Some tentative moments, but they made it stick. And they go for that front 3 again over to start lap 21. 8 laps to go. Who will finish on the top step of the podium? Still all to play for between the top 3. We've got Noodles and Italy battling out for P4 as Italy did make that jump back up to P4. Italy still has that penalty, but like I say, whether it will stick or not after the race, it is in due course. But currently has that P4 position. Noodles will overtake with the DRS. Then we've got Sander in P6 in no man's land. Lucky Stout on his own in P7. And we've got Bolo and Butte, the 2 renegades, battling hard. They've got knives on the wheels. They're going to try and knock each other off by the sounds of it as Noodles makes that overtake going into turns 6 and 7. With a great overtake using his DRS. A little bit of wiggle there from Italy, which will hamper his traction off the corner, but he will have DRS. And have we lost? We've lost Beast Motors has lost it again on the same place on turns 3 and 4. As it's Lee and Noodles battling hard instantly on the outside, leaving plenty of room for Noodles. But Noodles looks like he's got better traction, and it's Lee pulls out of there. Didn't want to cause any collisions. So great racing, great respectful racing by Noodles, and it's Lee as the front 3 remain the same going into the next lap. And who have we lost there? We've lost Ebolo and Butte. Have they come in contact again? It remains to be seen. And I reckon that has happened. They've come in contact again. These two just can't keep away from each other. We might as well just give them a room. And it looks like there has been contact between Bolo and Butte. Do not speed. Thank you very much. Yeah, these two been tight together all race. They're going to need to get a room. No one wants to see their romantic actions as Bolo has retired. He's had enough. I think he'll have a few words with Butte in the old chat, but I don't know whose fault it was. As Gio and Mad battling hard again as Gio has the DRS and made that overtake. Is boy Alfie going to look to do overtake and double overtake for Mad? As Mad has to defend hard for Alfie there. He didn't want to get overtaken and drop down to 3rd with 7 laps to go. Oh, a little bit of bump there. Oh, I don't know, actually. That looked like a bit of... Oh, what happened there? As Alfie's wrapped on... I think there's a bit of... I think that's a little bit of... what's it called? I can't get my words out. I can't even speak. I can't speak. What's it? I can't think of it. Connection error. That you saw that. I saw it. And F1 Mad is, I don't know if it's his own connection, but he's flashing in and out. He's flashing more than somebody that's only wearing a trench coat. He's flashing more than a pervert. But I don't know whether it's his own connection or because of Bole leaving the session, which if it's potentially as Mad looks to do the overtake on the inside, Gio still has the inside going into turn 7, but it means that Mad will have better traction off the corner. He has DRS. We'll look at doing an easy overtake here. Will Alfie look at doing a double overtake on Gio? He's looking at the outside, but Gio does do the defence on the outside. Alfie's looking on the inside, but just doesn't have enough and slots behind. Will he look at doing an overtake on the inside of turn 11? And the late man of the late braking? No, he does not. As a Red Bull, we've lost Butte, and he's gone off. It's a VSC. He's gone off on turn 4. Gone a little bit hot on the corners. He's still in the race. He's lost his wings. He's going to have to go around the whole races. Mad jumps in the pits. Gio and Alfie all jump in. They've got time on Noodles, but Noodles jumps in the pit, potentially expecting a full safety car. The safety car is actually out. It doesn't say safety car, but the safety car is out. So they're all jumping on softs. You'd be silly not to pit now. Everyone jump on softs. So again, it's everyone to play for. Anyone can. Yeah, there we go. Safety car is out. It's all to play for. If you don't pit, then you're silly. Everyone is on softs. Lucky Spout is in the pits now, going on softs. Beast Modus. It brings him back in play. It brings Butte back in play. But everyone's going to pit. So where I said there's going to be no safety cars, we've now had 2. And it's all to play for. As there been some overtaking in the pit lane. I think it's a boy Alfie has jumped Gio in the pit lane. And that's it. We're going to have I think we're going to have 4 laps maybe. 4 sprint laps. It's basically a 5-lapper. 4 sprint laps for the winner of this race. You just can't call it. Could be anyone's now. But yeah, it was interesting as the squabbling for position there. What is Gio doing here? Just calm it down, lads. It's only a safety car. If you get a penalty in the safety car, it's your own fault. As Gio is actually, I think there might have been a bit of an issue of Alfie overtaking under the safety car, as Gio is now back in P2. As Lucky Stout. Yeah, it's a little bit of jostling here for positions. Is the game having a bit of a mare? Game. F123. Are you having a mare? No one's listening. What a shame. Here we are under the safety car. Was just waiting for the Alpine and Red Bull to come round, so potentially one more lap. If we have another one, it would be a bit of a shame. We want as many racing laps as possible. But our current standings in this race is the Alfa Romeo. What's all this jostling here? What's happened to Noodles? Hey, Noodles, he's gone off under the safety car. What's going on? Oh no, Noodles. Noodles. You're in P4, my man. Oh, are you busy doing something else? Did you take your eye off a ball? You had a chance for a race win there, and you. Hey, Noodles. Oh, he's down to P7. Anyway. So the race win, I'd say, unless Noodles can get back in. These guys, man. These guys. I know it's the last race of the season. But how have you got a track limits warning under a safety car? I know you're catching up to the safety car, but you don't have to cross the track. You don't have to cross the track. Oh no, he's found some plastic. I think he's found some... Oh no, I don't know what that is. He's found something to nibble. It looks like a stone. You're a stupid dog. So, the front 3 of Mad, Gio in the hearse, and Italy Alfie all have an opportunity for a race win. Italy in P4, and let's have a look at penalties while we're here, I guess. So, Italy, Lucky Stout and Sandler all in contention for that P4, all with a 3-second penalty. So we'll be racing for position. Noodle's currently in P7, so he needs to get past those 3 cars to have any chance of a podium or P1. And then we've got Beast Modus and Butte with 6 seconds. Who'll be basically racing against each other to not finish last. As they're coming round, safety car isn't in yet, so unless it's a last minute call, which I doubt it will be, we'll be doing one more lap as we're waiting for Butte to come round and join this queue. So it has changed a little bit out of this top 3. Then I've still got to go for Gio P1. I've still got to go my boy Haas for P1. Get that podium, get that P1. F1 Mad for P2. And it's a boy Alfie P3 now, I think. But save. So we are going to have 3 laps now of a 3-lap sprint for P1. It's going to be tasty. Are people going to be respectful? Are they going to be forceful? Who knows? Look at all this jostling. My eyes can't keep up. Just stay in formation, lads. You're not going anywhere. The safety car's a certain speed. You're not going anywhere. Calm it down. You don't want to hit anyone and get a silly penalty because it will not get rescinded. That's what is going on here now. Calm down. It's only a commercial. Halfway through. Half a lap of safety car. Yeah, I'll probably say it's coming in a minute. Are you coming in? Let me know. Thank you. He let me know. He's coming in. So, the second safety car restart for Ryan. He has 3 wins to his name this season. Can he make it 4? But for the neutrals of us, we want to see somebody else apart from Alfa Romeo on that top step. And I'm going for my man Gio. But he will be holding up this pack. It is a small pack now. Smaller. Safety car. He's close to the safety car, so he's got to wait for that to come in the pits. He's not going to be going off the same time. He's going to want to catch Gio off by guard. When's he going to go? And he's gone. He's put his foot down. He's caught Gio a little bit off guard, but Gio is back with him. He can't overtake until the timer line. And everybody looks like they are going round safely. No one's tried to do a mad move. And Gio has been dropped a little bit by Ryan. I think he's using his ERS though to try and pull away. They're all still within DRSs. Butte has overtaken Beast Modus. I reckon on this occasion Beast Modus has probably had a bit of a spin, lost traction. Either that or Butte has gone full rogue as Alfie jumps up to P2. Battling there with Gio. Holds him on the inside. There is no DRS yet. It'll be activated on the next lap. And it's Alfie's now in P2. He's a 1.1 seconds. He does not want to lose F1 Mad. Otherwise that top place of the podium will be out of reach. Gio is in P3, but he's got it's Lee right up behind him. They're all on these soft tyres, all on lower fuel. They're going to want to get back in contention with F1 Mad. They haven't got long to do it, and Mad is absolutely he's deployed it crazily. He's absolutely used it. So although he's pulled away now, he's 1.4 seconds. The guys have got to get back within this lap now, otherwise P1 is out of their grasp. Gio, it's Lee, Sander, all looking to get a podium on track. Sander gets another penalty, so he's out of contention. As it's Boy Alfie's closed that gap a little bit, but he's going to want to get a little bit closer now. He's only going to have DRS on the next lap. He's going to want to get him now. Otherwise, he's not going to be any chance of it. Same with Gio. As they are getting a little bit closer. They've closed it by a couple of tenths. This is going to be tense now. It's going to come down to the wire, down to the last lap. This top three might not stay the same. They're going to want to navigate this last sector and get within DRS range. As it's looking close, this is going to be tense. I can't deal with it. My heart can't take it. He's down to 1.1. Can he pull under a second? They don't have their ARS to play with either. Not all of them have spunked it like crazy. As Gio is now dropped out of it to by Alfie's. And it's by Alfie. He's not close enough. DRS is enabled. But he needs to gain 3 tenths in the first sector, which is going to be impossible. There's only this first corner which you can gain any proper time. So we're going to have to say, unless the slipstream is going to be quite powerful, which I don't know. You've got to say it's F1 Mads. And Gio is too far behind as well. Oh, it's come to an anticlimax. Oh my God. By the looks of it, it's his top 3. This is his top 3 pit. Oh, so he's lost. I saw that. Lucky Stout, you lost it. You span off like an absolute maggot. Oh my God, it's his top 3. Gio has closed a bit of a gap on it, so by Alfie, so P2 is still all to play for, but I still don't think he's close enough. He's in DRS range. I don't think he's close enough to get there. He's going to try. He's going to try and do it. But will he settle for a podium? But you're going to have to say, great driving from those top 3. Kept each other honest throughout the race. But, yes, Ryan pulled out of DRS quite aggressively after the safety restart. And he comes around turn 16, around the final corner, and comes home to get his 4th win of the season. Takes P1. It's a boy Alfie P2. Gio P3. Itzley comes home P4. Noodles jumping, both going to P4. Itzley P5, then Sander P6. Butte coming home P7. Jumped by Lucky Stout with that massive spin on turn 5. But Butte coming home P8. And then Beast Modus with another one. DJ Khaled, another spin. Just trotting home now to take up that final points position of the race. And P9. Still points. He still gets some points for the Alpine and for himself. But trundles home. And no, cross the line. Here's the final race of the season. He's doing some donuts. He's got nothing to celebrate though. What are you celebrating? Come on, man. I've got some dinner to make. Cross that line. Come on. Cross that line. Cross that line. Please. 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 I'm hungry. Please cross that line. Beast Modus, please. Come on. I can't wait another minute and a half. I'm starving. Please. Please. And thank you very much. Thank you. And he comes home P9. I think earlier on when Noodles went off, his wheel went off, and that's why he lost in the safety car. As this is your final standings of the season, of season 1 of MVD, Max Verstappen division, and the Alfa Romeo team have been dominant. Ryan takes his 4th race of the season, and they are spraying. It is the last race. I don't like champagne, but we'll do it. We'll do it to celebrate. Congratulations to Ryan for today. Congratulations to Josh for his championship win, and congratulations to the Alfa Romeo team for winning constructors and being overall dominant throughout the season. And for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, race 10, Ryan takes P1, closely followed by Itzaboy Alpha taking P2, and Gio taking P3 for the Haas team on the podium. Noodles taking up P4, great finish from him. It's Lee coming home with P5, Sander P6, Lucky Stout P7, P8 for Butte, P9 for Beast Modus, and last of the runners, Bolo and Josh both crashing out or retiring in the race and DNFing. So that is it for us on Max Verstappen division. That is the end of season 1. It's been fantastic to host. Fantastic for you joining us. We hope to see you for season 2. Enjoy your few weeks off, and we will be joining you back on F1 24 in about a month or 6 weeks time. Thank you very much, everybody. I am Alex, and peace out.